Hello and good day to all of you who are listening to this presentation. This is the day 13 of the 21 Days to Boldness Retreat. Today we celebrate the liturgical memorial of the Queenship of the Blessed Virgin Mary. From her throne of grace, Mary is rejoicing forever with God and with all the saints. And from there, she is inviting us to look up to where she is now. And she summons us to live in such a way as to reach the glorious place in heaven. She is showing us the crown that will be ours if we love God with all our hearts and minds and love our neighbor as ourselves. The love that she shows obviously is perfect and purest. It is the way to heaven. So here on earth, we also must follow the same journey in order to reach our crown in heaven. We must love God and our neighbor. And the measure of our love for God is the love of our neighbor. So today, I'm simply going to address the love of neighbors. Now, in the world, we could do some research, and we know that, for instance, according to the author Chapman, there are 5 ways to express and experience our love, and those are called love languages. There are words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. And we know that in the Bible, there are described 4 different types of love. The 4 loves are first storge, and that is the love of parents for children and children for parents. The next type of love is philia, which is the love of friends. And finally there is eros, which is the romantic, passionate love. But most of all, the most important is agape, which is the unconditional love of God for us. Now, in the Christian approach, in order to be like Jesus, we need different approaches. And so I am going to talk today mostly about practical suggestions for human love, which is the door to the divine love. We know, for instance, as Pope Francis said, that genuine love is demanding, but the beauty of love is precisely in the demands that it makes. So all the saints show us the true love of God. And how is our love of neighbor? Practical suggestions. First of all, our love of neighbors must be the crown of our life. And crown is the acronym that stands for the characteristics and qualities of our human divine love. First of all, love has to be compassionate, considerate, kind-hearted, gentle. Whenever we are in our family, with our circle of friends or neighbors or people that we do not know, we need to be compassionate, use a compassionate approach, because we don't know where they have been just before we met them. Oftentimes they're happy, then we rejoice with them. Other times they may have had some difficulties that bother them, and therefore they may not be in their best. We need to use compassion in order to reach out to love them. Secondly, respectful. Being respectful so that we respect no matter where these folks come from, whether they're young, whether they're old, whether they're educated, whether they are not, rich or poor. We need to be respectful of their being by being courteous, polite, and gracious when we deal with them. And thirdly, we need to be open, and so we are approachable to people. We are friendly. We are sincere in our interactions with those around us. Now, especially this is true in the family situation, and it seems that obviously those who hurt us the most are always the people that are around us the longest, obviously. And at times it's very easy to hurt each other or to misunderstand each other or to mistreat each other. And we need to be as best as possible open and approachable by admitting at times that we may not have used the best way to talk to them, to reach them. We may have not understood exactly what they said or what they did with their gestures, with their actions, and so forth. By being approachable and friendly and sincere, then we are also vulnerable. And yet, that is oftentimes the way that allows us to really love other folks around us. Number 4, I would suggest being welcoming, warm and hospitable, welcoming in whatever situation, whether we have seen, we know the people we associate with, our friends, hopefully we know them well, but no matter where they come from, we are welcoming to them because we want to be hospitable. We want to open the doors of our heart to them. And finally, our love needs to be new. Something new, like bright, fresh originally. Forget what happened the day before or 2 weeks ago or 10 years ago, because people do change and we need to use a new love, offer a new love to them. So I would, as an easy reminder, I offer you what I find for myself easy, an acronym CROWN, because that is the crown that we will receive in heaven. And that an acronym stands for C for compassionate, R for respectful, O for open, W for welcoming, and finally N for new. And we know that the true love will guide us to our eternal crown in heaven next to Jesus and Mary and all the saints forever.